obviously, huge win on Saturday at Lamar. Going into the tournament today, some news came out about Shamarcus, Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Conference, and Drew, third team All-Conference. Actually, Sham is the first ever McNeese player to win Defensive Player of the Year, so it's congrats to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about the game and then heading into the conference play again, where you'll see Lamar for the first game.
Obviously, it was a huge win for us. I'm really proud of our team. We went to Nichols a couple of days earlier and got drilled, but to be able to regroup, I give all the credit to my coaching staff, in particular Coach Aiken, who had the scout and put the game plan in place. I thought it was right on, and our guys, give them all the credit too. They really came out and executed it, and it was just a great win for us. It was a great win for the program, obviously, and obviously looking forward to going and playing, in the conference tournament. And this is championship week, and we're obviously excited to be a part of it. I told our guys yesterday in our meeting that our goal isn't just to get into the tournament. We're here to win the tournament, and obviously the only way you can win the tournament is to try to win the first game. And how do you win the first game? Each possession by possession. So we try to get it down to the smallest details. But it was a great win for us, and we're excited to go.
Playing Lamar for the first game, not that it's going to be easier with it, but in terms of you just played them, you already got the scout on. Does it kind of make getting prepared a little bit better?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I think both teams know each other really well. I think everyone knows each other really well right now. It's going to come down to, one or two plays here and there, and ball bouncing your way probably a little bit. But I think that we'll make a few adjustments to the game plan again. I'm sure they'll make a couple adjustments to what they do, but now it just comes down in March, is going out and being fresh mentally, fresh physically, and without being able to have your best players make plays.
I know you said the adjustments from the first time you play a team to the second time can be pretty minor, some actions here and there. Mm-hmm. But going from second to third time, can you even do that? Like, can you even make those minor adjustments? Or is it at this point just, look, we've got to execute what we have, and then we've got to do our best to stop what we know they're going to do?
Well, I think the biggest thing we have to do is take care of us. I think we have to, obviously, you spend time as coaches in our staff meetings wondering what their adjustment will be, and then trying to figure out the adjustment to that, and I mean, you can drive yourself batty, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. It's a game, and I think the biggest thing for us is to go out there and be confident, have a lot of energy, go out there with a clear vision of what our responsibilities are on each possession with each position, and let the chips fall as they may.
You went big, they went bigger then, it seemed the other day. They doubled Shamarcus every time he touched the second half. Does that lead you to spread the floor more or think about going with the two shooters instead of just one?
I think that we'll start the same way that we did on Saturday. We'll start big, but I think that being able to counter the double team, I'd be shocked if we don't see that from Shamarcus or on Shamarcus. So we've spent some time as coaches trying to figure out, different maybe spacing and wrinkles with that. But, Shamarcus, I don't care what anyone says, he's the best player in the league. And, so he's going to get a lot of attention, and rightfully so. But, we're going to play through Shamarcus no matter what, and, keep doing what we've been doing.
Coach, sometimes down the stretch, a lot of players want to have the ball in their hands because they want to be that guy that, makes
Sure.
the difference. Well, A.J. Lawson, he knew he didn't have a shot on the block, so he kicked out to Drew Cookshausen. How nice is that to see the, so unselfishness about your team?
I think our team knows when we're good. We've talked a lot about what is our percentage of assists to made field goals, and when the ball's moving and we're playing through our strengths. And I think our guys really understand, Taylor, what each player's strengths are. And obviously Drew gets a lot of credit for the shot, but for AJ to be able to get the ball bobbled and to find him was one heck of a play. So it's a team effort. we put the ball in AJ's hands at the end, and to make the play. And I thought he did a heck of a job, especially even on a broken play, to know where Drew was and to find him. And it was a huge shot for us.
What does it mean to make the tournament in your second year?
It's great. I mean, for us, I mean, we obviously have very lofty goals as a program, but I think when you take a step back and you look at where we were when I got here a couple years ago, or less than 2 years ago, to where we are now, we've obviously come a long way. Getting to the tournament is obviously a big step for us, but I believe in this place. I believe in this community. I believe in this team, and I think that there's we got a lot of basketball left ahead of us. That was what I believe, and we're going to take it one day at a time, and one game at a time. But I'm really excited about and we'll have time to reflect about this more after the season, but I think that we've made some real strides in the program in a lot of ways. But hopefully, we just keep on keeping on, and this is what you play for. It's like I told our guys. I mean, we're part of championship week, and this league is going to get one team in the NCAA tournament, and it all comes down to 4 days in March. And we're a part of it. We have our chance, and we just have to go out there and play the best basketball we can play.
Do you have an update on Truman and whether he can play or not? Like, just what is that impact going to be on your game plan and how you approach playing the big game,
sure.
bigs?
It's interesting. I mean, it's 5 minutes left to go in practice on Friday, and him and Chris Orlina collide, and he gets a concussion, so he was out. But he's better today. He was able to ride the bike and things like that this morning. I don't know what his status will be on Wednesday or not, but I think it shows a lot of the resiliency of our group. Being able to go with Jeremy. Our scouting or our game plan was to go big and start Truman. And then when Truman was out, we just said, hey, we're going to stay with the game plan. This is the right thing to do. So we moved Jeremy into the lineup, and I thought Jeremy played outstanding. And then we went, with Chris Orlina late, and I thought he gave us 4 or 5 great minutes. So I think, the good thing about it is those guys have stayed in the boat. Those guys have stayed locked in, and for them to go into the last game and really help us contribute to a great win, I think says a lot about our culture and a lot about the culture of the kids in the locker room. I'm really, really happy for them.
Coach,
Go ahead, Greg.
sure?
Yeah, please.
If you dig into a little bit of the psychological effect of the Thibodeau debacle, really, that you had,
It's great.
I guess, and then rebounding for a must-win, and now you use the phrase locked in. How do you keep them locked in? And the Nichols is Nichols, and now you got Lamar again for the second time. The psychology with this group.
It's a great question, Rick. We talked about it last night in our team meeting, and I guess the good thing at times is that I've been doing this a long time at this level and been in conference tournaments and been part of winning conference tournaments, been part of getting to championship games and tournaments, and I think the most important thing is to stay truly locked in and eliminate your distractions as much as you can. And it's easier said than done, because when you go to a conference tournament, there's all the hoopla, and there's media there, there's team hotels, you got all this stuff going on, and family and friends and trying to get after you. But to be able to truly stay very focused, I think that's the biggest job as a coaching staff, is to keep them focused, but also keep them relaxed. And where they're not overstressed, but we're also, locked into the task at hand, and you just take it literally one game at a time, one day at a time, one possession at a time. And I think as a coaching staff and as a head coach, the thing I've learned over the years is just to try to keep your routine as similar as possible, and honestly talk to your guys about eliminating as many distractions as possible.
In order to win the tournament, you're going to need to win 4 games in 4 days. And you're basically, I'm sure there's a lot of nicks, but pretty healthy. I would say AJ seems to be the one that's not going to be healthy until after the season. But how are you going to? Do you feel the team is physically up for the challenge of needing to win 4 games in 4 days?
I think so. I think that everyone knows that to win, for us to have a chance to go to the NCAA tournament, it's one shot, and we got all spring and summer to feel better. Right now it's go time, and but we also, as coaches, will be smart because you want to go there with fresh minds and fresh bodies. But I think our guys are pretty healthy. Our trainer, Matt Choice, has been phenomenal. He's going to get a lot of work, hopefully a lot of work this week. But, he's done a great job all year of keeping our guys as healthy as possible. And, I think that our bench has to be ready to play because, just like they were against Lamar. And you never know. At this time of year, you never know and when your number's called, and everyone needs to be ready to go.
Coach, your off-the-court distractions, are they pretty much under control now?
Gotten better for sure. I mean, obviously, when you go through, difficult times as individuals and as people that a lot of these kids went through, things don't, end or change overnight. But I think that their ability to focus and refocus and come back in, I think I'm really, really proud of them. This team has had a lot of ups and downs, had a lot of adversity. There's been a lot of times where they could have thrown in the towel individually or collectively, and they never did. You think about when you win 7 games in a row and everyone tells you how great you are, and then when you win or lose 5, 6 games in a row, then everyone tells you how bad you are. And, so I've always said this, you're never quite as good as they say you are, and you're never quite as bad. You're probably somewhere right around the middle. But I think our guys, especially for only having 2 seniors and not a lot of guys who's been through a Division I season, I'm really, really proud of them for, just kind of hanging in there and sticking with it and getting better as the year goes on, and, to put us in a position to accomplish our goals.
Coach, my name is John Goodman. I was part of the local Lake Charles media for about 2015. Nice to see you.
Good to have you.
Thank you. Great win Saturday. I know we're now looking forward.
Sure.
So if you believe the Beaumont writers that cover Lamar, they would say Lamar goes as Davey and Buster goes as far as the facilitator. In the game Saturday, you were going back between Hutchison and Johnson. It seemed like it was a mix of them defending Buster. On a perfect day, in a perfect world, who do you prefer guarding that player?
Great question. There'd be a lot of people. I think you have to rotate multiple guys on him. I mean, I think he's a phenomenal player. I mean, he came in here and got 39. So, he had our attention obviously from the jump. But we'll rotate everyone through him, to be honest with you. All of our perimeter guys, Roy Dale will guard him some to put size on. We try to give different looks, and he's a hard matchup. It's hard for just one person, John, to say, hey, you have him the whole game, because Coach Price does a great job of moving him all over the place and running him off a lot of things, and so you got to keep fresh bodies on.
Who will start the game against him?
Probably, I don't know yet. We'll determine that probably on Wednesday night.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Good question. A good try, though.
Coach, the other 3-point threat from them, Anderson Kopp, I guess they seem to use him kind of in a role with how you guys use Drew. But I guess, is there a different way you want to approach him? Because he had some pretty big threes, obviously, the 3 at the end of the first half. Is there a way you want to approach him differently from a defensive standpoint than you did on Saturday?
Well, he's hurt us both games, David. Cobb's hurt us both games, so we've talked about that as a staff, that we got to really hone in and understand his tendencies and understand. He's a really good player, and he's going to have a monster career at Lamar. I think my hat's off to Tick and their staff to sign him. He's a heck of a player. But for sure, he's got our attention. I think that we have to do a better job on him. It's one thing that we've talked about as a staff, and we'll talk about the next couple of days. Is and then obviously their bigs are really good. I mean, Sullivan and Atwood are good. I mean, they're a good team. We were very fortunate to go up there and win, and we'll have to play extremely well to win again.
Coach, I can't remember if we debated this, but do you like the double bye and how this tournament will be structured on the top end?
I don't know, Rick. To be honest with
Regular
you.
season versus postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I understand the purpose of it is to reward especially the two teams that had probably the best years. You know, it's above my pay grade, so I don't. You know, I'm just whoever we play, I'll get ready to play them, and I'll worry about the brackets and format in the spring meetings.
Is it fair?
I don't know. I mean, I understand the rationale. Stephen F. and Abilene had great years, but you know, I mean, Nichols had a great year too, and you know, I don't understand all the buy stuff. I don't, or the tiebreakers and those things. And you know, I'm just a basketball coach. Heck, I don't know. I mean, I just try to, like I said, whoever they give me to play, I'll just prepare and try to get ready for them and go from there.
All right, Coach.